If you're not documenting your journey, you might be missing out on one of the most life-changing things you can possibly do in today's generation. And I'm going to talk about what that means, and I want to talk about why it's so important and why you should do it, and also how to embrace the scariness of it, because for a lot of people there is a fear when it comes to documenting your journey. And I'm going to talk about that because I also had the same things when it came to me documenting my journey to quitting my job to multiple 5-figure a month business, which is crazy to say, but it's true. And documenting my journey has been a massive part of that, and for a couple reasons why. First, I want to talk about what it means to document your journey. By the way, if I'm distracted, I don't know why, I just film when there's really cool lightning storms, but there's just a lot of lightning just happening over here. So maybe we can get some cool. Should I film this? I don't know. Anyways, what I'm saying is important. We're gonna get to the lightning, but documenting your journey. First off, why you should do it and what that even means. So when I say document your journey, everyone has goals, right? Everyone says they have goals. Let's say you're someone who wants to quit alcohol. For forever, it's been your biggest weakness, or maybe being out of shape, right? Your biggest weakness has been that you haven't been in shape, and it makes you insecure. Your insecurities, the things that you have in your life that aren't good, and you want to stop, you just never committed to, that's the shit that's your superpower. That's the shit that's going to 5 or 6x your income. I know this sounds crazy. For me, my downfall, the thing I didn't like, was my corporate job, my 9 to 5. And my documenting my journey was my goal was starting a business on the side of my job so that I can supplement my 9 to 5 income. This is so freaking cool, by the way. Sorry, I'm so distracted. I'm gonna go back to the alcohol example just for this. Let's say you're someone who has a drinking problem, always wanted to stop, but if you pick up your phone and made a video and put it to the world and said, I'm done drinking, today is my last day drinking, what's that going to do for you? What's that going to do for you mentally? For me, when I picked up my phone and said, I am going to quit my job, this is what I'm going to do, gave the plan, I spoke it into the universe. And there's something very powerful about saying I'm going to and I will, rather than saying I want to. And documenting your journey on social media for a lot of people is scary, right? Because you're like, oh, I don't want so-and-so to see it, right? I don't want so-and-so to see that. My boss, my coworkers, my family. Let me tell you something. If you're worried about other people and what the negative things they're going to say, then you're not going to go anywhere in business. It's just not for you, right? You have to be willing to put yourself out there and risk it for the biscuit a little bit, all right? But your fear of judgment from others is the thing that's going to significantly hold you back your entire life. I'm just being real with you, okay? So I'm just want to address that first off. But second off, like, let's be realistic about this. Like, quitting my job, documenting my journey, quitting my job. What if my employer sees that? What's going to happen? They have every right to fire me if they see something like that. My mentality towards this was, if I was a business owner and I had an employee who was documenting his journey to quitting his job to start his business to live his dream life, how would I react to that? I'd encourage it. I'd ask him what he needs from me, and I would empower him to go live the life he wanted to, because he is not my slave. He is a human being who has a life, and I would empower them to do so. Any job or manager or boss that would not reciprocate that, I don't want to be around them anyways. And so this was this big realization that I had. Well, I didn't just trash my job and be like, my job's the worst and this sucks. Like, I never said that. It was, I'm just not happy working a 9 to 5 and I want to build a business for myself. And I didn't like trading my time for work that never suited me, that didn't give me purpose or fuel me. And to be honest with you, if a job had a problem with me doing that, then I'd say, fuck you, I don't want to be here anyways. That was my mentality towards it. That's what literally got me to pick up the phone and say, I have nothing to lose, because one, I've let go of what people think about me, because I wouldn't trade lives with those people. So why does their opinion matter? If you're not with me, get behind me. I said that in my very first TikTok ever. I was like, if you're not with me, like, get behind me. And that's totally fine. I said, you don't have to be with me. You're not forced to, but then get behind me, get out of my way. And the second part of that was just understanding that, yeah, there's risk involved. I might get fired, might lose my job, but I don't want to be here anyway. So it doesn't really matter. So like, it, in my brain, when I started documenting my journey to quitting my job, it became very real. It committed me to it. My brain was like, oh, you're serious now, right? Your alcohol angle. Oh shit, you're serious about stopping drinking now. We have to show up. We got people watching. Even if you only have 5 followers, the second that you make a video, I started on a brand new account, I had 0 followers. It felt like I had nothing to lose because it was a brand new page. But at the same time, the second you get a viral post of you talking about your journey, you're locked in, bro. And it's a good thing. And hell yeah, it's going to be uncomfortable. There are times in my life now that I have challenges, right? And it just feels like the higher up I get, the more risk it feels, because I'm like, wow, like I'm talking about these high standards, setting these high standards, setting the bar super high now. I'm like, what if I fail and like I look like this public failure? No, because we're all human. We're all gonna make errors. We're all gonna fail forward, right? I know I'm gonna fail a lot more in my life, and when I fail, I want to talk about it and talk about what I'm doing to improve and get better and get to the next level. Because to be honest with you, nothing bad has ever come from that. There's so much more good, and I'm not one to give up, right? Like you can't be doing this thinking like, well, what if I fail? Like then you keep going, then you learn, right? Failure is nothing more than just a lesson. That's how I take failure, honestly, at this point. Like they teach you in school failing is bad. They teach you in your job, if you mess up, no, like at the end of the day, you have to mess up to learn. You have to fail to learn what's to do correctly. So if I get to a point in my life and I make a mistake, make a business mistake, maybe it's a bigger mistake now that I'm, getting bigger on social media and making more money. But to be honest with you, I just know that it's going to be a learning curve, just like anything else. And so I'm okay putting myself out there. I'm okay with the risk, which never feels like a risk to me. The cool part too about documenting your goals and documenting your life is like you can set these goals for yourself that you never really committed to. And you have this system now that can hold yourself accountable in a way, because you're putting yourself out there. So it feels more real in your brain. So let's say, like for me, like the last 6 or 7 months, I've been blessed financially. The business has been doing good and I've hit a lot of my financial goals. Obviously, we want to keep raising the bar there. The more you make, the more your ceiling wants to get, and you're just like, man, next level. And I'm entirely grateful. That's just kind of how it feels as you grow. But there's other elements in my life I'm not thrilled about. So for example, like my fitness, right? Like I'm in good shape still. I'm not compared to like how I used to look. I still am in good shape. I still go to the gym. I'm not passionate about the diet and passionate about the gym like I used to be, though, because that's taken a backseat to the business, and my health should be first and foremost. So make a post. It says, hey, I'm getting back on my grind. Here's what I look like now, and just wait for the update. Here's what I look like every day. Here's what I look like. Here's what I'm doing. Here's my routine. It's a system. It just keeps you accountable. So find an area in your life you could improve on, an area in your life you're not too happy with, because guess what? Other people have that problem. And this is where you could really change your life with it. For me, documenting my corporate job, quitting through TikTok Shop, which is how I did it. If you've never seen me before, I quit my job. I made $10,000 a month on the side of my job, quit my job, went all in on TikTok Shop and UGC. The rest is, we just scaled from there. It's been crazy. But naturally, what happens is when you talk about where you were at and people get to see you advance and excel, naturally, they're going to ask you for help and how to do it, right? And so if you're an alcoholic and you put yourself out there, you're like, I was an alcoholic or I am an alcoholic, but I'm quitting and I'm done. And I'm making this post because I'm going to stay committed. And today's day 1, of what I've learned through this journey. Today's day like 14, whatever. You get to a 30-day series. And all of a sudden you got all these people who are messaging you, yo, bro, I'm struggling. Can you help me? There you go, bro. At the end of the day, social media, I don't look at this like a money game. Although like obviously if there was no money incentive, it would make it less appealing. You wouldn't work as hard at it. But when you don't look at it as a money game, you look at it as a game to where you can help people, you can make a lot of money. Like for me, I run a TikTok Shop in UGC community, and I did it because I wanted to help. I didn't do it because I wanted to start coaching. I didn't know the first thing about coaching. I was nervous to take on my first client. I was like, I don't want to be a Miami course seller and do coaching. I was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to fucking do it. So I was like half in for a little bit, right? I started my first client. He changed his life. My first client changed his life. And I was like, whoa. And the text he sent me, I'm going to be a best man at his wedding next year. And it's like, I loved that. That gave me so much fulfillment. And I was like, I actually feel most fulfilled when I'm changing people's lives. And so it led me to a coaching business where it was like, in a million years, did I see myself being a coach for a TikTok Shop in UGC? No. But through just uncomfortable action and one step to another and documenting my journey, naturally people reached out and I'm like, yes, I'll help you. And all of a sudden, I've racked up all these lives that are changing through the coaching program and the business. And that's giving me fulfillment and wanting me to continue going, which is going to continue to make me money. And that's the beauty of this game. All because why? I took a fucking chance and documented my journey. So hopefully all this makes sense and you can figure out a way to apply it to your life. If you can't, like I said, the simple strategy, the method of this, I'm sorry, I'm trying to adjust. It's very dark. I didn't bring my light, which is dumb of me. Dumb beginner YouTube Danny. If you are wanting to do this, find something that's bothering you. Find something that you've always wanted to change. If it's making more money, if you're broke, make that your goal, right? Make it your why. If it's getting in shape, cool. If it's quitting drinking, if it's quitting smoking, if it's quitting video games or whatever your problem is, document yourself out of your problem. And every milestone along the way, make an update, give your wins, share your wins, but assume when you make short form content, because again, YouTube and short form is different. I did this on short form. Every time that you start the video, give context. People have never seen you before. Okay. So you got to be like, yo, don't be like, hey guys, today's no, you're speaking to one person and they should have context when they start that video. So it'd be like, today's day, 14 of my journey of achieving this thing because I had this problem and this is what I was feeling like during the problem. I didn't feel like showing up today, but I showed up anyways. Why? Because of this and this. People get to know you. They know what the video is about. You did it all in the first like 10, 15 seconds, and then you can get into the meat of the story, which is you and your journey. So you always got to have some sort of hook that gives context. Remember that when you go to do your series. If you're going to document yourself on social media, if you're doing long form content, same idea, hook them in at the beginning, right? Have something that's educational, but like you can be more yourself through long form. So I recommend doing this. It's actually kind of a good form of therapy. Talking beyond 2 or 3 minutes for me, highly uncomfortable, especially because I hate editing. So I'm like, whatever I say is just going to go and we're going to throw it up. We'll maybe hire an editor here soon, but I don't know. This is the content that I feel comfortable making, that I'll get content out, is doing this and sharing my thoughts. And it's uncomfortable. I say comfortable making, it's uncomfortable talking for this long, and I'm doing my best, but that's why we do this. That's why we document our journey. We talk about the things that are uncomfortable so that in a year or 2 years from now, you can see the progress and you build a following doing it. My name's Danny. If you got any value out of this video, you like this message, make sure to like, subscribe, follow, all the good stuff. Feel weird saying that. Like, subscribe, follow. Anyways, yeah, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Thank you.